we're joined by Gerrit Cole. Thanks for coming on mid-game for us. Appreciate that.
No worries, guys.
Well, how about that last outing for you, getting that chance to go out into the ninth inning? How did that feel for you going through that final inning?
It was good. I mean, you know, it's just a really well-played ball game. I was glad I could just kind of put the cherry on top. Obviously, the defense, you know, played a huge role in that game, and you know, it's just a great game altogether.
Hey, Gerrit, it's so tough nowadays to get complete games because pitch counts have become such a big part of baseball. The first couple innings, your pitch count looked kind of normal, but then in the middle part, you really took control of it and did a fantastic job of quote-unquote managing the pitch count, managing the game. I don't know how else to say it, but you were like just so efficient out there. How did you evolve as the game went along to being able to do that?
Well, I mean, we just stuck with the game plan from the beginning, and you know, being an American League team, and you know, different lineups over there, and the way they're constructed, you know, we had a feeling they were going to be relatively aggressive early in the count, so it was important to make quality pitches. I felt like in the first inning, we were making those kind of pitches. We were generating some foul balls, and then obviously the strikeouts when we needed to. And as the game just progressed, you know, the execution was crisp, and they were swinging the bat. And you know, I was able to change eye levels, get quite a few pop-ups with the four-seam, and then with the two-seam, you know, locating that down in the zone, we were able to get quick ground ball outs.
You also had fantastic velocity. You were throwing 97, 98. In that first inning, and he even threw a 99 in the ninth inning. I'm guessing your arm feels really good right now.
Yeah, you know, it's the, you know, Bob, it's the heat of the summer. It's you know, you're in shape, and you know, you get one of those evenings where it's a little cool. You end up having a little extra gas in the tank.
Gerrit Cole, our guest, and you know, I was always curious about on days you're not pitching. As Mercer strikes out, what are you doing during the game tonight?
Just hanging out, you know, taking care of my routine and everything before the game. You know, so just watching the game, seeing if we can pick anything up. You know, sitting next to Jameson, talking to Frankie, monitoring, you know, monitoring the Brewers hitters, seeing if we can pick up anything, you know, because we're here for 3 days. So, you know, but also it's a time to kind of just relax and you know, take a load off.
Gerrit, in a baseball age, you're still pretty young, but you're obviously the ace of this team. How do you handle having that kind of responsibility? Because it is a responsibility, and still being relatively young, as I said, in baseball years. It's got to be kind of a tough thing to come to grips with.
I think there's a fine line you need to walk. I mean, we have some really established players here that have a lot more knowledge and a wealth of knowledge compared to me. You know, I just, you know, I'm happy to be in this position and be able to help out, you know, some of the young guys that can come up and kind of bridge that gap between them and Frankie, because, you know, a guy with 10 years of service time and some big contracts, you know, can be a little intimidating. You know, so, I mean, you know, there's a few different roles that I'm playing, but I'm really just trying not to overstep my bounds and just do my job.
And obviously you're doing some planting tonight. Everyone's
Yes.
trying to give you some seeds to
Yes.
help your garden.
Well, it is this summer, so everybody likes sunflowers, and you know, it doesn't hurt to bring a few home to the lady.
Gerrit, you know, and congratulations, by the way, on your pending nuptials after this season. Hey, you know, you're the Pirates player rep too, and why did you want to get into that responsibility?
Well, I just kind of, you know, I became really good friends with Neil, and you know, him being the player rep the last few years while he was here. You know, it's just you know, there's a lot of different walks of life in this game. There's a lot of different types of players, and there are those type of guys that can, you know, handle that responsibility. And I just always thought it was impressive the way Neil went about it, and Gerrit and Tony and Melanson obviously helping him out. And you know, it was just a role that I was eager to take on. I had been to the couple of players' union meetings in San Diego over the last few years, and like I said, I had talked with Neil, and you know, it makes you feel good when you can help out and give back and contribute.
Well, being in that role and being the ace of the team obviously really enhances your leadership spot on that club. When you guys have meetings, just between yourselves, how much speaking does someone like yourself do? Do you feel like you're one of the guys that has something to say and will get up there? And I know earlier in the year you guys had one meeting like that. Were you one of the guys that get up and have stuff to say?
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the position, that's part of the role, to be on top of that kind of stuff and be able to disperse the information. Obviously, we have the player app, but there's no substitute for somebody talking to you face to face. Obviously, this year has been an interesting year in terms of getting thrown into the fire. We obviously had to deal with the Zika concerns early and the CBA coming up at the end of the year. That's some pretty heavy stuff. So, I'm just trying to do the best I can and provide the information to the people that need it.
That's cool that there's an app for that too. Gerrit Cole, thanks for coming on tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Gerrit Cole, and the Brewers have the lead 2-0. Bottom of the third coming up here from Milwaukee.